Right, I don't know if this is going to be any better, but it may be. We'll see. I may have had to sacrifice a bit of quality over being able to see me, but we'll see what happens. Right, so I'm just going to carry on just working on what I want to work on anyway, because I've got to get it done this afternoon. I'm going to have to disappear. I was going to try and do a couple of hours. I'm going to have to disappear by about 4 o'clock because I've got somebody coming for a drum lesson, which is what pays the bills more than doing music. Dave's here. Excellent. Audio good, and we have visuals. Yay! Hello, Dave. Afternoon. I see all these people hard at work on a Friday afternoon, sat watching me instead of doing work. Okay, all right. Seems to be working. So, let's go over to my Ableton screen. So, yeah, what I need to do first. Hello, Filter Sequences here as well. Thanks for joining me. Somebody else clearly hard at work on a Friday afternoon. So yeah, it's like I say, I'm just gonna do what I would normally do on a Friday afternoon, but randomly with people watching me. So first thing I'm going to do is I've got a new track I did a couple of weeks ago called Float. Kind of a chilled piano-y sort of thing. There's a few versions coming out, and if you subscribe to my Bandcamp or my Patreon, you will get this probably this weekend. It's going to be on the radio tomorrow, and then I'm going to stick it up on those. And release date is then the 11th of June. So it was kind of inspired by my eye troubles recently, because one of my eyes is full of blood floaters, which is why I was going to call it Floater, but yeah, not a great title, so I called it Float instead. And this is like the normal full-length version, which runs to about 9 minutes. But I'm going to try and get this into my live set partly today, and we'll sort of see what happens. Turn it up a little bit. So this is kind of what it sounds like. And yeah, I wrote this in a day. It just kind of flowed out of me, like some musical flowy thing. So let's start to think what I want for my live stuff. So the kick is going to come off the TR6, so I don't need that, so I'm going to get rid of that. And so we've got these 808 toms, so I'm going to so that's the first. So we've got 3. Oh, we've got them in a rim. Right, so I think we could probably start it with. So the first pad comes in there. Right, actually, first thing I need to do before I mess it all up is save this as my live version. About times I've done that and stuffed up my stuff. Right, so that would work as, I think, kind of like the first bit of a loop. So let's group some stuff together so I can get this into some sort of stems once it's saved. So, how's everyone doing? Having a good Friday? Watching to avoid getting the Indian variant of COVID? I'm old. I've been vaccinated, not fully, but partly. I don't. The screen's changed. Where do we need to be on? Oh no! Stop pressing. There we go. No, not standby. That screen. That's the one we want. Right. Let's just loop this around. So I'm gonna have. Yeah, I think those 3 enter the percussion. So this is not going to be very exciting to watch, but you can kind of see my work process. What we got here? What's that one? Let's just loop this round. Okay, so we've got some hi-hat nonsense going off. So they can obviously go together in the hats group. What's that, Dave? Always good when it's after 2 p.m. on a weekend, on a Friday, because we're coasting into the weekend. Definitely. Definitely. The only trouble is it'll be a bloody Monday morning before we know it. Right. So, and we're going to have... We've got pads and strings. So, let's group them as synth. Ah, come on. Rename, you bugger. I don't want you open. There we go. Let's try one again. Look at the state of my typing. No, I don't want you. Bugger off. This is trying to type round a microphone. Can't type at the best of times. Right. Synths. Okay, so shaker needs to go in the percussion group. So what I'm doing is basically grouping everything together. I usually get it down to like 8 different groups, which I've got labelled on the deluge. If I go over to that screen, so along here I've got all these labelled. So I've got kick, which generally I'm not using there because I'm using the TR6. So I've got kick, I've got a group of like snares and claps, group for hats, group for percussion, group for bass, group for synths, group for lead, and a group for effects. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, just getting these into these groups, and then I will split the sections up. What's my snare drum doing? So I can stay on its own. Synths is there. Piano, I'm going to attempt to play live, which could be interesting. Yes. And then we've got like an arpeggiator thing in the middle. Right, bass, bass, bass. So I think bass is already grouped together. And then yeah, I'm going to put these together as the leads, as that's what it says. And then I can start to get the sections out. I'm not going to do the whole session of doing this because you'll be asleep by like 2:45. But I'll just start doing a bit of this. I've got a couple of other things I want to work on, and I might just fiddle about with some modular stuff. And then we've got the effects down there. So let's group them together as the effects. So I've got. I'm going to delete the kick because I don't need it off here. So side chain, I'm going to need. So what I've got on this top track, what I did was I've got just a kick with it turned off, and it's side chaining the bass, I think, just to give it a bit of a pump and let a bit of the basses through. So I'm going to be ignoring that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to have that as my first bit because that's a nice intro. Kick will come in from the other bit, and I've got to remember how I do this. First thing I need is look at my messy desktop. Let's create a new folder. And this is going to be called Float Live. Okay, let's stick that over there and bring Ableton back up. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to export these because I need all the effects and side chaining and stuff. So that's my first. So I'm going to just export the percussion section first, which will go into that folder. Don't need the MP3 on. So I'm going to call this. So the reason I export it like this is because it's going through the master, because I've got mastering on there, so everything hopefully is roughly the same kind of volume when it goes out, and obviously it takes all the effects out with it and the side chaining and everything. What am I looking for? Float live. So I'm going to just create a new folder in here, and I'm going to call this, because there's basically like 2 sections to this song. It's pretty simple. This is going to be section 1. I'm going to put it into folders. And do I want to do that? I don't know. Yes. Okay, so we'll have to call this one perk. I'll do the same thing for all of these. Like I say, very exciting to watch. But if anyone's got any questions about what the hell I'm doing, then obviously stick them. If you're still awake, stick them in the comments box. And if anyone's got any tracks they want me to have a listen to, I'll kind of play them out while I have a break from doing this, and just, yeah, anything like that really. So we're going to do the hats out next. I'm sure I did this a different way last time, but anyway. So that's hats. Okay. And right, we've not got any that, and then we've just got synths. So that will be the first section. So what will happen? So these are going to go into the deluge. So this is because I've scrapped using a laptop. I've decided for playing live because it just doesn't work. Everything's coming from the deluge. So this here, let me go over to this camera. This is my live set now, my live setup, which I'm going to do some proper tutorial videos on. But yeah, it's made up. The deluge is like the center of everything. And then the MX1 is obviously the mixer, but it's got some nice performance things on there as well. So I can use that for effects and filters and that sort of stuff for transitions, which is great. Then we've got the TB03, we've got the TR6S, which is going to do all the drums and fills and other stuff over the top. And then we've got drum pads, because I play some stuff, drums live, and then I'm using the Minilog, both as a synth and as a MIDI controller in some instances. So, oh, nice, Dave sending me a track over. Okay, we shall have a listen to that shortly, so you can have a break from me listening to me. So you can, what's the easiest way to send me some stuff? I guess email. Let me get my email up. Hold on. Yeah, so if you want to send me, I'll put this in the chat actually, so you can see it. So if anybody wants to send me a track, and I'll kind of have a listen while we're on, send it to this email address, resonatoruk@gmail.com. Right, so that is now in the chat. So if you want to send me a track, Filter Sequence has sent me one already. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, we'll have a listen to these shortly. I'll do a little bit more on this, and then we'll do a bit of a live Res Reacts kind of thing. I think. Has he sent me one? Or am I just being stupid? That's just come through, hasn't it? Inbox. Cool. Oh, he sent it me way before the stream. All right. Thanks, Steve. Yes. I did manage to avoid the eye operation at the moment, which is good. Basically, what happened was I had the liquid inside my eye kind of changed, and it tore the retina, so my eye was full of blood just swirling around. This is about 2 months ago, and it's still swirling around a bit. But I thought I was going to have a detached retina, but it didn't, which is nice. So it is clearing. It's going in the right direction. But anyway, so what would happen when I'm playing this live is I might just start with the percussion thing. And then I can bring the kick in from the TR6, and then like the. So this is all going to be transferred to the Deluge, and then we'd bring the synths in and so on. Right, so what's coming up in the next bit? So the next bit is where the piano basically comes in, which I'm going to attempt to play live. So nothing really changes until here, where the bass comes in. Oh, that's a nice bass. So I don't really need to export anything else out apart from the said bass. Right, let's export that bad boy bass. Because a lot of this track is kind of just about the piano stuff over the top, which at the moment I've got no idea how I'm going to do it, but my plan is for the piano part. Alright, no worries, Filter. I'll see you soon. Check the stream out. I might play a track. I might do it on a proper thing as well anyway. Oh, you missed me in Chesterfield. Lee has just joined us. Yes, I played at Vanishing Point Records in Chesterfield. Great little record shop. If you ever go to Chesterfield, go and say hello to Corey, because he's a lovely man. Yeah, I played there. That was one of the last gigs I did before everything went wrong with COVID. Thank you. Yes, the bass took me flipping ages to get a nice sound. I've got 4 different bass parts. Let's talk about the bass. At the moment, oh no, I didn't. I'm not. So what we're using for the bass? So I got the analog synth. So I made this sound. And then I layered it up with another bass from the Hybrid VST, which I use a lot, so which is a great synth. I then used another one. I used the Tele-Electro, which is a great free synth VST. If you want to, it just does what it needs to do. So let's have a listen to them individually. So that's analog. And then the Hybrid is doing this like pumping sort of sound. And then the Tal is doing that. And then I've got used Operator, which is a sub-bass patch that I've done. For some reason got weird ticking noises going off in the background of that, but when it's all in the mix, it sounds lovely. Love that bass. Right, okay, so what's coming up next? I think it's pretty much the same thing there. We're then going to bring the snare in, so I can just export that out. I may just not bother with the effects on this one because they're not essential, right? But the snare is quite a specific sort of snare sound, so I'll export that. This actually might be a fairly quick one to get sorted. We've got quite a few people watching on YouTube. A few on Twitch, so thank you for joining. It's much appreciated. So let's give you some idea of what the piano is doing. This is what I'm going to attempt to eventually play live. I mean, it's a fairly simple part, to be honest. I should be able to manage that. Okay. So it's just really this piano line sort of evolves until we get to the second section, which is over here. Oh no, it's not what's happening here. Not a lot. There's other bass coming in, which I'm not too worried about for live. So then we go to this kind of different section here. So the snare's the same, the hats and everything else is the same. So all I'm going to do is a new folder, which you can't see because it's on my other screen, but this is going to be section 2. Just bear with me. There we go. And all I think I need is that bit. There are extra strings as well, so this is going to go into section 2. But I like when I play my tracks live, I like them to be a bit different anyway from, it's interesting for the changed, which I'll talk about in a bit. I'll try and get some of this over onto the Deluge. Oh, we're buffering again. Okay, hopefully the buffering will sort itself out. Okay, and then when we get to this next section, so as you can see, if you can see amongst the buffering, I'm basically normally doing 8-bar sections, but I might do this as a 16 because, or will that work as a loop? That's it now, I'll take it from there. Because to bring these other strings in. Better. So I'm going to take that section then, which is going to be the synths. Yes, I need to try and do my live streams when there's nobody else inside in my house. Trying to watch Netflix or something. But anyway, right, let's have a look what's cracking off on the inbox. Okay, that is most of the track, to be fair, because I think when we get down here, is that the same as that? Pretty much. So I think I can probably work with that. I might need to export a few other bits out later, but do I want to do the effects? Do I? I think I will. I'm going to do like a 24. How often does that come in? What's that bit? I'll try it without that. Can't be bothered with that first. Right. Okay, let's have a break from that. Dave has sent me a track on SoundCloud. So let's have a listen. Let's have a break from that and we'll listen to some of Dave Cooper's music. Which, hold on. Don't play yet. Don't play. Got to accept some cookies first. Let's bring that over onto this screen. Oh, no, hang on. It's trying to bring it in tables and live. Don't want to do that. There we go. So, Lee D, I've done a favour, make the minimal technique. Yes, the jam I did 5 years ago when you found me on YouTube. I must do some more of those because I've not done some for ages and they do get loads of views. So, yes, thank you, Lee. Right, so let's have a listen to a track. So this is Dave Cooper, who, if you've ever watched Resurrects, is a regular, big supporter of the channel. So thanks, Dave. Big shout out to Dave. So he said in the chat that this one was made entirely on his AE modular and played live. Check you out, Dave. Right, let's give it a listen. Hang on. Might help if I turn my volume up. Nice. Ooh, very nice. That's fat, that is. Oh, yes. Nice. Very nice. I don't know how much of that you heard because I'm not sure if it's all buffered out or not. But I'll play that again if it didn't work. Right, I'm going to switch over to... let's just go on that so you can look at me for a bit. Right, so I've finished with Ableton Live, so I'm going to just shut that down, and I'm hoping that will sort out any buffering issues, because I've got a feeling I've frozen for a while, but we'll see. So I'm just going to stick those files that I exported onto my deluge card. So it's just going to drop it in the samples folder. Okay, it should be there in a sec. Okay, so just going to plug my headphones back in, and we're going to switch over to this camera. So, yeah, I don't know whether anybody can actually still see this. Thanks for playing it, matey. Are you welcome? Well, you heard it. I don't know if you saw it, but yes, nice track, Dave. Some fat bass on that. Fat bass. Right. One thing I forgot to do, I'm going to have to open up live again, is work out what the BPM for that track was. So what I've done with my live set over on the Deluge, which we're over on this screen now, is I had all my tracks originally on one song. If you're a Deluge user, you will kind of know all about this. But I found that because everything was time stretched, it was some things were played and some weren't. So I've sort of grouped 4 or 5 tracks sort of into BPM kind of brackets. So if I remember rightly, my new track Float is 121 beats per minute. We'll see if I'm right or not. So I have got a folder for that. So this is my 120 to 123 beats per minute section. So first thing I do, no audio. Right. You should have audio. It may just be that I wasn't talking. I don't know. So I kind of have a label thing first. So I'm just going to put this in. I'm going to go to a new kit, and this is just a blank kit, and we're going to call it Float. If I could see, hold on. So this is where I can never see the flipping letters on here. Where are we? There, Float. FLO. There's the flipping A gone. A. T. Here we go. And I should have saved it actually as Float 120. Ooh. Go there. I'll do that. So I'll save it with the BPM. So I just put 121 after it, so I know that that's the BPM. So as I hold that down, that's going to be. I need to get rid of that. Sorry, I've saved the song as that. Christ, what an idiot. Right, I need to save the song again then now. So this was my 120. No, 120. I do 0.3, so it's to 1 to 120.3. Right. Save the kit. It's back now. Excellent. Okay, we've got video. So this is just my ineptness at remembering how to do stuff on the Deluge. Float, and no, that's a 7. Where's the T? There. And I'm pretty sure this is 121 BPM. Okay, so as I hold that down, that's kind of like will tell me the song below it will be this track. So then we're going to go in for another new kit, and I've got to find that in here. So it is Float. We're going to go in the 1 section. So actually, nothing on the kit. So what I generally do for blank ones, I'll just put it onto on the kick track here. I'm going to put it on. Leave it blank. And the clap. So I need the snare for that. And I always time stretch these so I don't have to worry too much about the tempo, and then set the priority to high. Tempo should be 121. Okay, I'm going to find the hats. Same thing. Time stretch. High priority. So hopefully everything plays. Excellent. Percussion. bass. Synths. I think that's about it for this. Oop. Okay, so I'm going to just save this kit as... Is that still there? What have I done? Go back. So the kick will come from over here. And then I'll be playing the keyboard over the top. Right, I might need to redo that synth part because... Oh, it should be alright. There's a little gap at the beginning, so it doesn't loop very well, so I need to redo that, but that's fine. I think that was it then. Synths now done. Percussion, hats, bass. Okay, so at the moment that is called kit number 2, so I need to save that as... Get the torch. So I'm going to call it float 1, so I know it's section 1. Can't? Why not? Can't you? That's cracking off. Save. Done. Right. And I'm actually going to copy that down, and because I need to change some other stuff. Nope. I'm going to call that float 2. So that's section 2. So all I've got to do, everything is the same, I think, on that one, apart from the synth part. So I need to now go into my number 2 folder, change that synth. Nice, and then we had the lead part in there as well. And that was it, everything else there. Stretch. Still got that one playing. Okay. So if I want to take the drums out, I can mute stuff on here and bring stuff in and out as I want. I might want to just kind of go just with those pads. Nice. Okay, just need to save that song. And then I've got stuff playing over here that I can just bring in and out. Might want to put a clap in or like a shaker. Go back to the other part. 2 okay? That's the first bit. Yeah, cool. We've got to sort the volumes out a little bit, but let's whack everything up to 11. And I might need to just arse about with the mix a little bit eventually, but it's sounding okay. So, that's a bit too loud now. Down a bit, but I tend to just whack everything up so I know where it is, and then just as I'm playing it, work on the mix. It's very loud. So the other thing, I've got to get these the same colour. So the top one there is that bluey colour, just so I know it's part of the same track. So I need it to be that colour. If I can remember how to change the colour. I can't for the life of me think I need to change the colour. Is it shift and that? Yes, that's it. Is it that? There we go. So they're now the same colour, so I know they are now part of the same track. So I'll go and play through some of my other stuff and show you how I'm kind of doing transitions. So let's just save that. And how hard can it be to plug the drums in? So I need to tidy some of this loading stuff up right. So
drop me, that's the deal. Is it true what I feel? Drop me, 'cause I'm here. I have no fear. Make it real. Drop me, that's the deal. Is it true what I feel?
just need to save that because that needs to be there. Okay. So yeah, for example, that track, you know, I could start it with that.
That's the deal. Is it true what I feel? Drop me, 'cause I'm here. I have no fear. Make it real. Drop me, that's the deal. Is it true what I feel? Drop me, 'cause I'm here. I have no fear. Make it real. Drop me, that's the deal. Is it true what I feel? Drop me, 'cause I'm here. I have no fear. Make it real. Drop me, that's the deal.
Ah, that's the wrong one. So yeah, I've not quite got this right yet. There we go.
Is it true what I feel? Drop me, 'cause I'm here. I have no fear. Make it real.
So, if I want to then transition to another song, might bring some of these drums in to kind of help out over on the TL6. Start to take stuff out from this track. And then I just go down, just select which one I want. Okay, we'll do Silence, which is an oldish one of mine. Going to bring in just the percussion and hats from that one. Now this one I will just then gradually take the tempo down, just a couple of beats per minute. Take a few more bits out of this one. And change the settings on here. And this one has some 303 in it, which is sequenced from the Deluge. Bring that up on here. So still got some of the old track playing, which I'm going to now cut off there. Take these drums out off here. So we're now fully into the new track. Got a few vocal samples to play on here. Bring the main bass part in. And then I might, so for something like this, I'll probably just fade this synth in. I can mess about with the effects on the MX1, so I can like give it a bit of just a little bit of a delay effect every now and then. And then this one I play a pad sound from the Minilog. So then, like for an outro, I can just like fade the 303 out. And if I want, I can just filter out all the Deluge off the MX1. So we're left with just the drums playing. And I can start to bring in a bit of the next track. And then just filter that back down in. I can mess about with like the delay. or the scatter effect. Yeah, and so on. So that's how I transition. I'm going to do a full set of tutorials on that, just to see if it makes sense. Right, I'm not sure how much of this video is getting through. I've got a feeling it's gone a little bit wrong, but we'll see. So the other thing I was right, I'm going to do about another half hour or so. I might have a little bit of a fuff about with the modular, because I was got a nice little sequence going earlier, which I need to switch around my SD cards on the deluge, and I'm going to see. Yes, this is where you'll get motion sickness. I'm going to attempt to angle this camera over to the modular. This is now randomly upside down. Let's swazz it around. There we go. Okay, it's not dead close, but you'll be able to see a bit of it if you can see anything at all. I'm not even sure if the stream's working at the moment, if I'm being honest. It's probably not. And I'll try and angle that one over as well. Oh, I think that one's frozen. Great stuff. So I'm just going to try and change that camera so you can see the old modular a bit closer. Okay, I'll leave it on that one. So yeah, I'm sequencing this from the Deluge, just like a chilled little thing. Should be the right way around now. Yeah, so I'm using the Behringer, this one, so the System 100, so it's the 110 module. Being sequenced by MIDI from the Deluge. So I've got MIDI to CV converter. And then, so this is the amp envelope. Which was just some random module I got off eBay. And then I've got the Dreadbox envelope here, which is kind of opening and closing the filter cutoff, but I'm sending like a gate signal to trigger that. So each time that triggers it, it kind of opens and closes the envelope fairly quickly. So this kind of happens. Although I just pressed the wrong button. So just a lot of random notes, we get the filter opening, which is really nice. Stick a bit of delay on it on the MX1. Although we can play some pads over the top. So yeah, that's something. Whoa, a bit too much delay. Yeah, that's something I'm going to just try and develop into a bit of a track. So I'm going to just end the stream here because I got a feeling it's gone wrong for about the last half an hour anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to do these each Friday when I can. A little bit rough and ready today. So yes, I will kind of work on sorting out the technical issues for future streams. But thank you for watching. If you stuck with me, well done. You deserve a medal and an award. Yeah, I might try and do another one before next Friday. We'll see. I might try and do one over the weekend or one night, just of me messing about in the studio because I've got a few things I want to try and work on. So yeah, thanks for watching.